Hey guys, you guys are listening to the Open Mic Podcast, and motherfucker, we got video now. I stopped bullshitting, and shit. You know, I got a little holder. You can kind of see where my setup is. If you are watching this on YouTube, I might post a little snippet on the Instagram or anything like that. Maybe on Twitter, but you can see all my turntables, my nerdisms, my empty wall that it will be filled. But this is Open Mic Podcast. We are definitely leveling up since my motherfucking birthday. So pardon me if it's gonna look a little weird right now. I'm not used to looking into this motherfucking camera. If you are watching it, like I said, but Open Mic Podcast. What is this? Episode 9? Episode 9? Yeah, 9 or 10. I don't think it's 10. It's for sure 9, most likely. Shit, blessings, all over blessings, yes. Because I finally turned 25. You know, I'm out here doing my shit. So, you know, MichaelMiguel, aka Miguel, aka Miguelito, aka Black Lamb, aka Lionel Richie's lost son, aka Smart Guy's son, aka two first names, aka that dude, I don't know, aka lanky little motherfucker. But blessings to me, blessings to the Virgo gang. We gon' bang. Shout out to everybody though that are the Virgos and birthdays in September. If you don't know, there's Rukage from the Tooncast. There's Marina, which does poetry and great work on her. I will probably give a link to all their Instagrams to the personal people I know that are Virgos. Birthday in September's at least is Vic. He's been on here. I don't think I ever released that episode, so sorry Vic, love you. We're gonna get one. Let's not forget we got Joe Budden, we got Beyonce, we got Wiz Khalifa. Some might say he's my cousin. We two skinny motherfuckers. We got Keanu Reeves, we got Adam Sandler, we got Zendaya, we got Amy Winehouse, rest in peace. Paul Walker, rest in peace. Michael Jackson, rest in peace. Great Virgos, we do it all. Don't overshine September to be ready for Halloween, bitch. That's what October's for. Stop overshining on September. Now, mind you, September's kind of fucked up though already. Like, I know how I talked about the fires and everything on the last episode. But shit, man, apparently this shit is getting a little crazy. Like I just keep going outside and I'm like, ooh, let me wash my car. Literally happened yesterday. I washed my car and I was like, oh, this is gonna be fine. And all of a sudden it just starts raining ash again. And I'm like, these motherfuckers, I just washed my shit. Can I have some shit to myself? It's very frustrating just because it's people are still kind of living their life. And it's kind of made me think of like how much impact am I having on the world as far as, driving my gasoline car. What am I consuming? What am I using, at least at the house? Because obviously we're stuck at the house, so we're going to be draining more power, which I kind of thought about it. I was like, is there some sort of way to check your emissions per day, per week, per month, per year? Just to kind of put like a reality check into everybody, because it's like, you want to talk about how much change you want to put in the world and, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But we never know where we're going or how we should go about, because there's always people that say, oh, you can do the plant-based diet. And then, that's supposed to save a lot, everything on that side. But then also there's the argument of it actually doesn't save that much. You'll actually save a lot more if you don't drive a gasoline car and you do at least a hybrid for sure. That can save a little bit, I guess. But obviously the bigger one is like an electric car. But not everybody can afford an electric car, especially at this moment with only one stimmy, motherfucking Trump. And then unemployment going back down to whatever that normal rate was. So it just kind of really put that into perspective of like, how much emissions am I putting out? For sure, what am I consuming as far as in like clothes? Because everybody's been buying online, of course. So like how much, shipping and all from the trucks to the like the big semi trucks to the smaller trucks to delivering at your mailbox. How much emissions are you putting out? The packaging of everything, is it made out of recycled plastics or anything like that? And with thinking all of that, I just kind of low key started weeding off my materialistic things too, because it's like, why do I have this certain clothing if I don't need it? And it's like, A, I can get money and hopefully put that towards something to preserve planet Earth, because it don't look like it's going to be generations, future generations. It looks more so right now. Like, motherfucker, ever since the Rona, it's just been month after month after month. We just been getting fucked with no Vaseline, and it hurts. My butt hurts. I'm tired. I just want 1 month where we just, it's cool, man. It's cool. Like, it's cool. It's hard, you know? Um, but yeah, I mean, just getting rid of a couple of things, either selling it off at Depop and hopefully, if I've ordered something already previously before becoming to this whole like realization of like, hey, I should stop buying a whole bunch of shit. I'll just reuse the box or reuse the packaging and be like, fuck it. So I'm kind of, trying to save as much as I can if I can. But also going on my birthday trip, I got away for a couple of days, and being at the Airbnb, it wasn't like anything crazy as far as like, oh, we have all of this to use and you can use all this. No, it was very simple. And I was like, wow, like this made me really think like, what do we need every day? And what are we obsessing over? Obviously, I'm obsessing over motherfucking turntables. Um, but what do we need? What do we use every day to where it actually makes sense to keep and to have and to keep reusing? What are we constantly paying for that we don't necessarily need? Like, for example, my fucking Dragon Ball Z Broly action figure, but he don't move, so I don't know what you want to call it. A figure, I guess. He's not really action like. Um, and like the little pops that we buy, just like the little things. It's like, do we really need it? Is it really helping us in a way of, I guess, keeping us mentally stable? I don't know. Maybe it helps remind you of a kid and it like kind of decompresses you. If that's your muse, go ahead, do what you need to do. If it's just, oh, well, I like it for decoration and it's just there, and then you forget about it. There's been plenty of things that I bought. That's why I'm trying to get rid of shit like that. So it's like, what do we need to stop all of this? It's just pretty fucked up world right now. So, hey man, fuck it. If you are watching the video, I am looking down because motherfucking, I usually have my phone on me, and now I'm using my phone to record this shit. So I gotta keep my notes on me. It's on my laptop right over here. So with all of that, with thinking all of it, having a conversation with my brother, which, it was a weird conversation, but it was definitely something I needed to have. And it's like, what are you doing? Because, yeah, you have all this time to help yourself, but like, what are you doing in a sense of like your career? How are you helping yourself? What is your purpose in life? Who are you hanging out with? Lasting impressions. Like, one of the questions he asked me, and I advise you to, think about it, is yourself. What is the last thing that you want to do before you die? Now, me, I said, face my demons. That can be in many other different translations, I guess. I don't know. My translation is probably just apologizing to all the people that I've done wrong, talk shit about, done dirty, anything like that. And if it was never like really resolved in a healthy way, I do kind of want to resolve that. I don't know. I've been hesitant on some of the people that I can kind of talk to about it. It's just a very touchy thing because it's like, I don't want that lasting impression of like, damn, like I should have talked to that person, or like, fuck, like they were cool, or at least make peace. I don't want to walk around in this planet, however long we're gonna be here, to where it's just like, well, fuck that dude, or damn, I really should have talked to him. Because there's been plenty of people, like my personal friend that passed away like a couple years ago, RP Alex, that we were cool, solid and everything. And he would always try to like hang out a couple times here and there. And it just, I would like blow him off and it'd be like, nah, it's cool, it's cool. And then we like kick it for a little bit. And it was like never it was never something to where I felt like I was being genuine at the end of it all. And then when he passed away, it was like a motherfucking slap to the face to where I was just like, yo, like that's a reality check. You definitely gotta be at least as cool as you can be and be more transparent. I find that like being a lot more transparent now, it's a very like no shit Sherlock kind of thing, and everybody speaks about it. But being transparent in that moment, so like if you don't like something or if you feel like you want to say something, just say it, man. Because what's the worst thing that they're gonna be like? Wow, you're being yourself, and it's like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm not sorry for it. So I've been just a little bit more transparent of how I've been ever since being motherfucking 25 and just realizing a whole bunch of shit. I don't know what clicked for me. It's not like I did some sort of like meditation or I thought about something, because I've been just trying to stay up on my meditation at least like daily or every other day, any form of it. Um, but it's just like really thinking, it's like, what am I doing this all for? Am I doing this all for to get a praise? Am I doing this all for just to, just let them know who I am? Am I doing it to benefit people, to help raise awareness? I would say maybe this podcast is to raise awareness, and my musical commercial breaks are to, raise another awareness, I guess, just let you know what I do. But the actual podcast is to let you know, like, hey, stimulate your mind, like think about some things. So it's like, what are you doing, and how would you, or what is your last thing that you want to do before you go? And like I said, face my fears in the sense of talking to the people that I've done wrong or they've done me wrong and something like that. Somewhat because I've been a person to avoid confrontation. I fucking hate it. I am the most little person that like slide through that bitch. I'd be like, ooh, that's crazy. Um, to where I just don't like it. I really don't fuck with it in a sense of just like I literally get myself out. I don't know how I do it though. I just do it though. It's pretty nice. Um, but yeah, man, just think about it. It's just kind of a crazy world, and you don't know when you're gonna go. So it's kind of like, fuck, dude, we can really die at any second, especially right now. If wildfires are for September, I don't even want to know for October, because they're saying apparently I got the email like a day or two. Nah, like yeah, like a day or two. Planet Fitness, they're like, hey, we're opening up on the 14th, which is a Tuesday, and I'm like, ooh, is that good right now? Like motherfuckers is gonna leave a gym sweaty, exhausted, and there's ash in the air, so that's gonna go into your lungs and you're gonna kill your lungs. And motherfuckers, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This world is fucked up. And we just keep fucking everything over. Shit is not solved. If you ain't still about it, Black lives still matter. Um, to give an example of how that shit still matters, and this is a very comical way to put everything in perspective, but roll with me now. Roll with me, audience. Hopefully you're still listening. Um, on maybe past weekend or two, past weekend, I went to the beach with my friends and my rib, and I took my dog. His name is Baba King, aka Baba Ganoush, aka Baba Booey, aka Gunna, aka Wanna, aka Fat Bitch with the PH. Um, if you haven't seen him, go on my Instagram, go on my Twitter. This nigga weird. I post him. But he's like I forget exactly, but he just looks like a smaller version of a pit bull. It's like some sort of like off breed of it in a sense, or maybe he could be mixed. Either way, he got little big face. You know what I mean? Um, and he's a cool dude. We got him from the little shelter down the street, and he's a little timid, but now we've had him for a couple months. He's definitely opened up a lot more. He's more social. He wags his tail. He don't be tucking that motherfucker under his balls for whatever they're, that little flap of skin that's not his balls anymore. Sorry, Bubba. And I'm chilling. So finally leave the beach, mind you, or let's go to that. So I'm at the beach, and he's like the only dog there. Mind you, it's Labor Day weekend. So everybody and their fucking mother, grandmother, all that shit is out there. but somehow we got a spot to where we're still socially distanced from people, and it's nice. So Bob is there, and he's really afraid of the water. So I'm trying to get him in the water at this point. So as I'm walking there, there's a couple people that go, scared of us, motherfucker. And I'm like, dude, this nigga is not even paying attention to you, and you're making a fast move. He's skittish away from it. So it's kind of like, what are you afraid of, nigga? You see that this little dude is afraid of you. Either way, going to the water, and he's like, he's not fucking with it because he just knows that it's the water. I don't. So I'm like, you know what? I'm at least take him near the water and just walk. And then he starts to run. And I was like, bucket, we running? We running. So I start, like, say, water's coming how it comes. And I'm just going across from it. Like, when you see people running near the beach, near the water kind of thing. That's what we're doing. Mind you, there's people walking to the water, walking away from the water. You see a super tall, lanky dude like me running with a leash and a dog. I don't know how you can not see that, but you're a fucking idiot if you can't. That's what it is. So we're going and we're running, and there's people that see us and they're like, "Oh my god, look at the dog! Oh wow!" And those are the younger kids, and I love it because it's like destroying that stigma in their head. And then you see the older people, predominantly white. They go, "Oh my god!" And it's like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? He's literally running. He don't look like he's attacking you because I have him on the leash and it's locked. It's like one of those ones that you can obviously lock at any point at a certain feet. I think it's like 15 feet. But you can see this dude. He's running and I'm running and running damn near side by side. He keeps going a little right or to the left and I'll run with him. But it's like, you see me and you're afraid of the dog. All right. Fast forward to that night, I go to In-N-Out with the rib, and the rib goes into the In-N-Out and everything like that. So we're like, well, fuck it, we're not gonna eat in the car, and there's tables outside, so we're gonna eat at the table because obviously Bob is still with us. Now, obviously, if you know In-N-Out, that there's like those round tables, and there's like always a couple round tables on the front. So how the In-N-Out was set up, say, here's the door. If I gotta do it for the audio now, so 1 is the door, and you go 2, 3, 4, going to the right. So there's 2, 3, and 4. Those are the open tables, wide open tables. Nobody's there, and I'm like, do I want to get the number 2 table, which is right next to the door? And I'm like, no, because motherfuckers are gonna be like, oh my god, it's a pit, flip flopping. So I don't go to 3 because that's kind of like when you pee in a urinal and then you go into, there's like a couple urinals and you go in the middle one so nobody can go to that corner one or the one right next to you because nobody wants to look at a dick. Everybody's kind of like, oh no, a dick. So I go to the most last one that's farthest away from the door but still able to sit. So how I have it set up, I have him, a couple, like maybe 1, 2 feet out, and I just have the leash locked and I'm sitting on it. So this motherfucker, as soon as he feels the tug, he's gonna come back. So I have him sitting on it and he's just chilling. He's wagging his tail, all that shit. And, we're vibing. And I'm just waiting out there. And I'm just chilling, just looking at Baba, just playing with him. But I know he just wants to relax. And Rib finally comes back out with the food. And then, we start talking again. And we're about to eat. And we start eating. Now, mind you, how I have it set up, I have my peripheral vision that he's still in my field of vision, Baba. So I know that this nigga can't go that far, and he's not even far enough, or I guess close enough to the other table to where he could, be a threat, at least to my knowledge, because I'm not afraid of him, and so shouldn't you. But next thing I see a guy come, and he's sitting at that table, and I'm like, all right, well, whatever, like it's whatever. And I don't know, it's kind of funny because it was a black dude with like bald head. He was kind of like short, a little like chubby. And his eyes were like the bug eyes, so it was like popping out a little bit. It was really fucking funny not to laugh at this guy because the first thing he says, can you get your dog? I was like, huh, who said that? So I turn and I go, oh, okay, my bad, man. Call Bob over. bringing the leash just a little bit. I'm obviously not gonna have him like right next to my fucking side, because that's just like, that's torturous. So I'm like, oh, come here, Baba, and he's like, trotting over a little fat ass, and I just let it come up just a little bit more, like, but he's still able to, go around. And I was like, all right, and I don't say anything. I was like, oh, okay, my bad, man. Baba, come here, boom, do the shit. Put the leash back under me, and I continue to talk. And he goes, yeah, it's not a place for dogs. Get the fuck out of here. What the So then after I was just like, what? And he's like, yeah, it's not a place for dogs. Okay. Yeah, yeah. And he's just continuing on this for a little bit. And mind you, this only tidbit maybe lasted for a minute. So the first, when he says, oh, it's not a place for dogs, I'm staring at the rib and I'm like, this motherfucker just said this shit. Fuck this nigga. I go, what? Oh, da da da. And I'm like, well, I'm outside, so what do you want me to do? Oh, well, it's not a place for dogs. And he's just kind of saying that. He's like, you shouldn't have your dog here. And I was like, well, I wasn't gonna leave him in the car. That's illegal. I can get a ticket. They can bring it to my car. And he says, I think he says like, oh, it's not a place for dogs again one more fucking time. And I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. And I don't even say shut the fuck up. I just do the shut the fuck up shoulder. Ooh. And I just go, I'm not even going to do it. I wanted this nigga to murmur one more thing. Because I'd be like, bro, you're a pussy. What the fuck is your problem? Like, I don't care. Because my thing is, while I'm waiting for her to come back out with the food, because she obviously walked in, I'm just outside and there's people that notice the dog and they're like, oh, it's a cute dog. There's a literal In-N-Out employee that comes and he's like, taking out the trash and all that shit. And he's looking at him. He's like, oh, that's a cute dog. And he's like, oh, I want to pet him. But as he goes to pet him, he's like moving the trash can. And then Bobby gets afraid of the trash can because it's rolling. And he's like, ugh. So I'm like, oh, my bad, man. Like, he's kind of afraid. So I'm like, all of that shit, if it was not a place for dogs, he definitely would have said, hey, it's not a place for dogs. It's a fucking In-N-Out. What the fuck? So I'm just like, oh my God, this nigga got me fucked up. And then when I think about it, that's how it is, to reel it back in, because hopefully you guys are still listening. That's how it is with like Black Lives Matter. We've been systematically taught to not like a pit bull or a Rottweiler because they are vicious people or vicious animals. Sorry to say it, but and it's a fucked up thing because it's like, why are you thinking that this thing is so fucked up? And I've constantly had a debate about like different breeds and everything like that. And I understand those tendencies that they typically have. But it all depends on the trainer, or not the trainer, but the owner. I mean, how are you treating the dog at the house? Are you being social with it? I walk this motherfucker at least 3 times a day. This nigga wakes me up with his nose budging on a motherfucker for me to walk him in the morning. I love it though. And he sees the neighborhood dogs and they start barking and his tail's just up, but he's not doing anything. And, so you can come from a bad place and still be a good person. You can be, marginalized and say that you are this thing, but you're not. And for the most popular debate of they are the most vicious dogs, they have the most bites. No, that's golden retrievers and Labradors. I believe those are 2 different breeds. Either way, those are the 2 highest things, like on the top shelf. Pit bulls, Rottweilers, and like whatever kind of dog that's, oh my God, so scary. Those are actually like less than 10, I believe. The last time I looked that shit up. So it's like the golden retrievers or, golden retrievers or whatever. Labradors, those are the white dogs. They have the most bites, the most crimes. So think about that shit. While you got all these white people killing, shooting, and getting away with shit scot-free. I don't even gotta say names because I don't even remember the names at this point. Nigga. All these white dogs are getting away with this shit. And all these black dogs, like, or brown dogs, are the one like, no, look at those motherfuckers. Those are the ones doing that shit. No, nigga, no. Cut that shit out. Cut that shit out, Quay. because I'm tired of it. I'm like, legit, this is a very fucking annoying thing to think about, where you think about and see that it's, oh my god, it's this dog. It has more muscle, at least that you can see, but you're gonna have this one surfer looking dude, and then he's like, I'm gonna kill me a nigger, bro. And you're like, wow, that's fucking racist. Um, yeah, niggas, I don't know, man. So fuck you. Fuck if you ain't caring about black lives and you ain't caring about a pit bull's life. Suck my dick. They bud. Please don't come at me like that. All right, it was funny. Um, so just think about it, man. Like, I know it's a short little episode. Still trying to keep my rhythm. Obviously, if you're listening to the audio, like on either Spotify, Apple Podcast, or anything like that, or anywhere else you can find the podcast, you will get these musical breaks. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will post one because I actually, visually recorded one. So I'm at least trying to, get that out. If you follow the Open Mic Podcast playlist, that's where I post all the songs that I used for the from my musical breaks, so you can listen to that if you don't want to get through the episode. But hey, man, think about it. Do all dogs matter? Do all buildings matter? You know what I mean? I don't fucking know. If you want to say they all matter, then you got to make sure that those people that do matter, that don't feel like they matter, you got to make sure they matter. So Black Lives Matter, pit bulls matter, all buildings matter. This is Open Mic Podcast with your host, MichaelMiguel, aka Lionel Richie's lost son. I'm out here popping. All right, that was the picture that, fuck everybody that's doing this poll, man. I put up a poll and 100%, it's like 25 plus people saying 100% I'm Lionel Richie's lost son. I was like, oh, this motherfucker. But this is, like I said, Open Mic Podcast, MichaelMiguel. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Miguel Fearing. I'm gonna try to get YouTube Open Mic Podcast. Fingers crossed. If not, I'll keep it posted. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you for letting me live to 25 years and hopefully another 25 more. Follow the playlist. I post the playlist as well on my Instagram. I haven't posted on my Twitter, so I'll post it on my Twitter. I don't know, man. Love life. What would you like to do before you were dead? What do you want to do before you were dead? Think about that shit, motherfucker.